Welcome back to the Football Tragics. Matchday 9's preview here. Big week of football coming up with the United-Liverpool game, but start with the first fixture here. We've got Arsenal taking on Villa, kick off the round. Then we've got Chelsea versus Norwich. Just wait on Tony here. There he is. Palace taking on Newcastle. Leeds versus Wolves. Everton, Watford. Southampton, Burnley. Brighton, City. West Ham, Tottenham's London derby there. Brentford, Leicester, that'll be a good watch. And then, as I said, that finish with that United-Liverpool game. Right, we're going to get into the Arsenal game to start with. It's hard to pick this one. We mentioned Arsenal coming off the back of a 2-2 draw where they celebrated like they won the game. Villa, 3-2 loss, 95th minute. They conceded there. I don't know which way this one's going to go. So, Morty, I'm going to throw you to start this one.
Villa 4-0. Nobody cares about Arsenal.
Okay.
Jesus.
Tony, you keeping that same trend going?
I think Arsenal win this game, to be honest. I think they're going to bring Villa down to that level. We've seen Villa. They're probably still going to be thinking about that game they just lost to Wolves. And I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Something mentioned here. Emi Martinez returns to the Emirates. He'll obviously play, I assume. So will he be the hero this game? I don't know. I'm gonna lock it in. I've gone 2-1 Arsenal. I think they will just have enough. I feel like that momentum. Yes, it's a week later, but it's a big thing. Villa coming off the back of that loss, they're going to be thinking about it, like you said, Tony. And yes, it wasn't a win for Arsenal, but they showed the guts, the determination to at least get a point there. So yeah, that's how I've gone. Campo, what do you reckon?
I just think Emi Martinez will not lose to Arsenal as just like you sold me and I'm doing better now. I think Villa will win 2-1. Scrappy game, but I think they get it done.
All right. Chelsea-Norwich. I've gone Chelsea 4-0. I can't see it going any other way. Maybe they play some rough football and hold us to a low-scoring game, but I think there's only one option here. It's 3 points for Chelsea. Tony, you going to agree with me there, or are you going to somehow see it another way?
No. I think this is the game where Lukaku needs to score, or we do start stressing. Like, yes, he has had some easy games. He should have goals, but this is a game where I can see him bullying those Norwich defenders. I can see him getting a goal. I'm going to go a comfortable 3-0 win.
3-0. Morty, how do you see it?
I don't think it's going to be blown out of the water, but Chelsea will win this. No questions asked, but it's going to be 1-2-0. Just.
Okay, well, you went that same way with the City Burnley game last week and you got it right, didn't you? So, who knows? Campo?
I think it'll be 3-0 Chelsea, and I think Rom won't score, and it'll be the media will start stressing him out about it.
You just want him in the same boat as Kane, so sure.
Well, he's not because Kane scored.
I think if he hadn't scored to start the season, he'd be in the same boat as Kane.
If he's
started the season well.
But he's already got, 3 or 4 this season, so he's not doing it horrible. All right, Palace versus Newcastle. This is a big one for Newcastle. First game away from home since the takeover. We'll keep mentioning it for a while. But they're coming up against a good Palace side. We'll give them big credits in the review last week. So, how do you see it going, Tony?
Oh, it's a tough one. Palace is playing good football. They're in good form under Vieira. Yeah, they might not be picking up wins every week, but he's playing a good style of football. He's getting the best out of these players where at the start of the season we would have been going Gallagher who, but he's getting results. He's making them play good football. I honestly think Palace is going to win this game. I'm going to go 2-0, but I think this is where reality is going to set in, if it hasn't already, for those Newcastle owners, that it's not going to be as easy as we've bought a club. They need to be in a good position come January. Yes, they're going to spread funds, but if they're in the relegation, that's less players that are going to want to come to that club at the chance of getting relegated.
Yeah, I've gone with a 1-1 draw here. I think Newcastle still going to be searching for their first win from the new owners, but Palace are a gritty team. They're playing some good football, like you said. Patrick Vieira's got them playing nice. But I think Newcastle will have enough to get that draw and show a little bit of promise. And yeah, I think they're in for a tough season, but 1-1 draw is the way I see it. Morty, how do you see this one?
I think Palace get the job done here. 3-1. Vieira ball. It's working well for him. Vieira ball. I like that term. But I think this is the tipping point for Newcastle. They realise that they need to get Bruce out and they need to get someone else in. They need to start looking around.
I really like that Vieira ball. I really like that, Morty. I'll give you that. I'll give you credit for that one.
It's an interesting one.
And Campo, how do you see this one going?
2-0 Palace. Just
Poppy, every time we do this, I get shit tips.
Well, you just gave Vieira ups. What you said you're never back in the whole season.
Yeah, but I saw how Newcastle play. Oh, they might play well without John Joe Shelby, but just one team's playing well and one team's fighting relegation.
Fair enough. All right. Another team fighting relegation. Leeds United against Wolves. They should have Rafinha back. He's basically the whole squad. Campo, straight back to you. How do you see this one going?
No person with a straight mind would say Leeds are winning this because Wolves, they're playing good football under that manager. I can only see Wolves winning 2-1.
Why would you say that nobody with a straight mind can see Leeds winning this game? They've got Rafinha back. They're at home. They're in desperate need of a win. They're not versing, I was going to say United, but they'd probably beat United. They're not versing Liverpool or City or Chelsea right now. They're versing Wolves, and they've been in some decent form, but I don't know. I fancy Leeds here. I've gone 2-1 Leeds. I think that they're going to have to get a win eventually, and I think it's going to be this week. Morty, which way are you leaning?
I don't want to say I'm sitting on the fence, but the game's not ending in a draw, but I couldn't tell you who's going to win. It's going to be a fairly high-scoring game. They both love attacking. They don't sit back at all, either of them. And Leeds are in desperate need of a win. Wolves, other than some luck last week, they still a little bit shaky. However, they're still in good form though. So I go Wolves. Okay. Just. But I wouldn't be surprised the other way around either.
Tony, you going to even us out, or are you going to go with the majority here?
Nothing. We're playing. Let's just say United are playing Liverpool this weekend. My hopes aren't high. So the only thing that's going to get me through the week is another loss for Leeds. So I'm going to go for Wolves. I think, like Morty said, it could go either way. It could be a draw. It's going to be a tight game, but I think on the basis of who's got confidence after last weekend, I think Wolves go on with it. And I'm going to go, let's go 2-1. 2-1.
2-1, all right.
So cop me, Tony.
All right, we've got Everton versus Watford here. It's an interesting one. Do Everton have their numbers back? Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin, are they back in? I don't know. Anybody know?
Who knows? They were supposed to be back a couple of weeks ago and then they disappeared.
Will Watford put up a better fight than they did against Liverpool? I don't know. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be pretty attacking, end-to-end stuff. But I think a player like Ismail Assar this game will turn some heads like he has been all season. And, 1-1. Gone with a couple draws this week. Morty, which way are you seeing this one playing out?
I thought I was going to be the odd one out here and call a draw for this one. I thought everyone would be giving Everton a bit more hope. But, I think Watford, after last week, they'll need to take some vengeance out, and what better way to do that against the other Merseyside side that just with the sucky one anyway. So 1-1 draw, Watford just holding on to it, I think.
Tony, you go on the draw train with us, or?
I cannot tip Watford after I saw that display versus Liverpool. I think give it a couple of weeks, Ranieri will be having them playing good football. But again, a week is still not long enough. He's still got to figure out who his best 11 is. It might change, it might not, because they don't have a lot of players. I can see Saar probably copying a goal here, scoring. But I'm going to go Everton 3-1.
Campo?
I'm on the draw train, boys. But I think it'll be a high-scoring game than 1-1. I think it'll be 2-2.
Ooh, good watch. All right. Southampton versus Burnley here. Southampton, do they get their second win of the season in a row? I think so. 2-1. Burnley, they don't play great football. I think Southampton are playing good football, like Tony said. 2-1 as well. So, Tony, you're going to agree with me here. I can't see why you wouldn't.
I've been on the Southampton train since round one, to be honest. I feel like just because it's like I replaced Givo on the pod, and I'm just there's a Southampton jersey half under this. No, they're playing good football. Burnley are going to frustrate them. I think we can see that, but I'm going to go Southampton 2-0. Wouldn't surprise me if this somehow ends up 0-0 though. Would not surprise me.
Yeah, Burnley do love a 0-0 here and there, don't they? Morty, which way are you seeing this one?
I will never back Burnley. Southampton 2-0 will be a very frustrating and crap game.
Okay. And can we get 2 weeks of credit to Southampton?
Yeah.
He was ready for it.
I am not tipping a Burnley win, but I am tipping a 1-1 draw because Chris Wood cannot miss from 2 yards out again.
Cambo, if they win, I want you on this pod of Southampton win, and all I want to hear from you in our review is I give credit to Southampton. That's it. You're not talking about anything else.
I'll say full credit to the boys.
That's it. You're not saying anything else. That's it for the game if they get the win this week.
He'll do anything but give actual credit to Southampton. He'll try and discredit the opposition as much as possible. It's like they beat Leeds. No, but Leeds were poor. So. All right. That's probably the best we're going to get for now. But we've got Brighton taking on Man City. It's a big clash, this one. Fourth versus third, sorry. Tony, which way do you see this one going?
Surely Brighton have to at least put up an effort. I'm not saying they're going to win. I think this fixture comes at a good time with City. They didn't have it, like I said last week, didn't have the hardest game. Didn't have the hardest game in the Champions League coming up. I think this is a fixture that's going to have a lot of fresh players. We could see a bit of Pep rotation if he doesn't do it in the Champions League. I'm going to go City 3-1. I think Brighton do score. I think they could possibly even take the lead in this game. But I think the class of City and the managerial side of Pep come through and get him the points.
Mm-hmm. All right. Campo, you're going to go on the City train here?
Yeah. I think they'll rest players against Bruges on midweek. And I think, your likes of KDB will come out firing. And I think they'll win 3-0.
Okay. Morty?
I'm going to go the draw here. 1-1. I think you look at those two fixtures and you go, Pep's probably going, licking his lips, going, I've got all these players. I can rest a few here, rest a few there. And this is where City learned to backfire. And whoever plays in Bruges is going to get rested for the Brighton game and then the opposite way around. And it always happens. Like you got the players like Mahrez who sit on the bench for a game and go, well, I could have had 20 minutes here. They come out against these teams and they show why that Pep keeps them on the bench, because they try and do everything themselves and they lack the team mentality. So I'm going to go 1-1.
I mean, it is interesting, obviously, to talk about Club Brugge, and even me, I'm probably not giving them the respect they deserve. Like, it is a big game for City. City are sitting third in their group at the moment. Club Brugge is a point ahead. So if they don't get this win and let's say they lose to Club Brugge, they could be going into the second half of these pool games 3 points behind qualification for the next stage. They then have to play PSG again. They then have to play Leicester again, who was a good game. If they don't win this game, they're in trouble. So do they play a full-strength squad against Club Brugge, secure that win, and then rest against Brighton? We don't know what Pep's going on in his head. Like, they've got $700 million on the bench, so who knows what's going to happen.
And then just to mention, though, Mignolet actually has a pretty good record against City, so...
No one cares about Mignolet. He'll be a meme come Thursday morning.
Well, watch him keep a clean sheet. That'd be absolutely hilarious.
Well, I've gone with the 2-0 City win. I think it's going to be another result like against Burnley. Yes, it's not going to be the prettiest game, but they'll come away with a with a clean sheet here. They've got enough in the locker. They've got enough star power to get over the line, in my eyes. All right, we talk about a London derby here. Big one. West Ham versus Spurs. Campo, how do you see it going out? You hate West Ham, so 5-0 Spurs, is it?
Nah, I'll go 3-0. Because we said it on the previous pod, West Ham have Europa. They go all out for that. They win that. They have no depth to come back to the Premier League and put up a 90-minute performance.
Very good point you made. It's a good time to be playing them. Yeah, they don't enjoy the game after Europe. I'm on the Spurs train as well. I've got 2-1 Spurs. So I think it's going to be a little harder, but I think you're going to have enough. I think Harry Kane is going to score again. Tony?
Where are you boys off to this week? Are you off to a team that I can pronounce, Campo? Or
I don't even know if I can pronounce them. They're not on my app. Don't know where we're going.
No, I'm not actually sure where they're from. The name's Batiz. I'm not too sure where they're from. But you'd be thinking Tottenham don't send their full squad. Surely they leave some players back in England. Let them rest. Don't put that travel on them. You know what? Just because Camper, I give credit to Southampton. Camper doesn't give him credit. I'm going to go West Ham 2-1. They're the second best team in London in the end, so why wouldn't they get the win?
They're a Dutch side, by the way. We're going to Netherlands.
Oh, even better. Is it going to get high and your players aren't going to be able to play come Monday morning? I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Morty, you going West Ham as well?
Look, I don't know where I sit here because I was giving them credit. I brought in some this week for fantasy. But in saying that, Campo, your smart-ass attitude, you've already lost in this bloody conference league. You talk about having to travel to these random places and worrying.
They lost in a qualifier, but then they ended up winning the second.
Even worse. They lost trying to get into the bloody league that no one's heard of. So I don't care. You've got to travel. You've got to cross the sea. You go on West Ham 3-1.
All right. Well, looks like we're split here on that one. All right. This game, I'm very interested in this one. I think this will be a fantastic watch. Brentford versus Leicester. I think it's two teams that are coming off very good performances. Unfortunately for Brentford, they didn't come out with the win. But any other game, they win that game. Leicester, good result against United. Right, Tony? I don't know which way to pick. I've gone 2-1 Brentford. The home supporters, I think, for this game will get them across the line. You've seen how they are at home. It's going to be a really good watch, I think. Hopefully we're not seeing a nil or draw here, but it's going to be entertaining, I think, for the neutral. Campo, which way do you see it?
I think it'll be a 2-0 Brentford. Again, Leicester, don't think they have that much depth to go to Europa to put in a 90-minute performance and then back up against a very good team. I think, they'll sting him in the end, the Bees.
Nice. Morty, which way you see that?
I'm going much like the Liverpool game and go 3-3 draw. I think it's just going to be end to end. They've both got some players that can finish. There's not much defense going on through the mids. 3-3 draw, very high scoring, very end to end, and I expect 40 shots this game.
Tony?
Oh, I'm gonna go on the opposite. Actually, I'm gonna go Leicester wins this game, not just because they beat United last week, but I think Brentford's a team where they're gonna put pressure on, they're gonna attack, they're gonna probably score a goal, but they're gonna be leaky at the back. And I think Vardy feeds on the kind of defense that Brentford has, someone where he can get behind that line, pounce on a through ball, and finish it. I'm gonna go. I don't know if I said my score, but I'm gonna go 2-1 Leicester, and I'm gonna go a Vardy double.
Okay, all right. Well, we're going to finish on the biggest game of the week. It's Morty.
Thanks for joining us, lads. We'll
United versus Liverpool. There it is. Morty, I'm going to start with you. What's your prediction for this game? Are you confident?
I want to hear Tony's one first.
All right, Tony, you get the reins, mate.
This could realistically be Ole's last game in charge. Let's be honest. If we don't go out and do something in the Champions League, even if we get battered at home by Liverpool, it could spell the end of his reign at United. In saying that, I've already started that Ole out trend, so we're due for a win soon. I don't know. I think Liverpool. I'm trying to say it without, because I'm not going to go against United. So I'm trying to say this in a way that I'm not saying Liverpool are going to win. Obviously, they've got a good defense. They're going to cause us issues with that Robertson and Trent coming forward. We can't even defend when it's 2v4. So when it's 4v4, we're going to be in a bit of trouble here. Rashford's most likely back into the lineup, which probably would put Sancho on the right. Morty's talked shit about Ronaldo, so he's probably going to score this week. So, you know what? I'm going to go 1-0. We're keeping a clean sheet. We're winning 1-0. Let's go.
All right, Morty, you're up.
I can't sit here and say I'm not without worry for this game because there hasn't been a year, in the past 10 years where this game hasn't been close. Like there's barely a blowout. There's been 1 or 2 blowouts in the past 10 years, and no matter who's been in charge, no matter who's on the pitch, just no matter what, this game, the players always seem to get up for it both ways. And as I said, when Ronaldo came to the league, he was just put up against Van Dijk. Can he do it against Van Dijk? Like that's what I think. It's going to be the same question that Van Dijk's going to get asked about. Can he be stopping Ronaldo in the league? And there's so many ifs and buts. Rashford's going to be fresh as a daisy, come in, and he's already showed us in the past that he loves a goal against Liverpool, and he worries me. Sancho is begging for an assist or a goal. He'll be doing whatever he can and be licking his lips at the fact that he can get in behind our defence, because our defence will be up in the 18-yard box having a merry-go-round of Harry Maguire with his concrete shoes. So I think no one's keeping a clean sheet. And I get Liverpool 2.
I'll take 2 goals. I will take 2 goals right now if you offer them to me. I'm not copping the 3, but I'll take the 2.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those games where you don't need to worry about playing Fred in the midfield because the ball just goes over everyone to begin with.
You best believe Fred's going to be in that centre defensive mid position. You better believe that. It's Fred and McTominay in that centre mid position.
Yeah, but we cut them out to begin with, so it doesn't matter if he's there or not. You can play with 10 men. Like, it doesn't make a difference to this game.
I mean, in saying that, it is interesting. Like, with Rashford back, who does get dropped? If you put a Fred McTominay, are you dropping Pogba? Are you dropping Bruno?
And then we're going to worry about an angry Greenwood on the bench who could come on in the last 2 minutes and bag one himself.
I reckon we bench Ronaldo and just unleash him in the 70th minute, like Morty said, and he just destroys Liverpool and gets that win.
Oh, I just know I was right on. I should be United's manager.
All right, Campo, which way are you going?
I think it will be a 2-2 draw. As we see all these games, when he's under the pressure, the boys turn up for him and he gets another 5-year contract. It could be the same thing. I think it could be the same thing. Liverpool expected to win easily. United struggling, and I think United will get up for it. They won't win, but they'll scrape a draw.
Right. Well, I've gone with Tony. I've gone United win. I think it's Old Trafford against Liverpool. It's Ronaldo's first game back against Liverpool. I think they're going to have enough to get past them. It's not going to be pretty in the slightest. They're going to probably come under a lot of shots, but I think De Gea is going to have the game of his life, and Ronaldo is going to silence his critics once and for all. 2-1 United. That's the way I see it. It's going to be a crazy end to the round regardless, though. 2:30 in the morning for us. Not going to be the most pleasant time, but, yeah. We're not going to have a post-game probably, being a Monday, but...
If it goes the way it's expected to go, I'll be asleep by 3:30, so it's fine.
Yeah, look, that's all we've got time for our preview. We will see you again in a week or so.
See you later, boys.
Please.